Is it important to actually understand the science being front and center in a movie like this? I mean, you have a lot of kind of like technical jargon to tackle in this. You have to sell it. Do you have to know the science behind it?
I think it's important, you know, there was a lot of scenes where they'd kind of be like, describe what you're seeing, and a lot of the time you weren't seeing anything, or, you know, and trying to sort of improvise was quite difficult with sciencey language, so we had people there to help, but it was important, and we went to a weather boot camp and had a little, like, induction into science and meteorology, which I really enjoyed. But yeah, you do kind of have to have a bit of an understanding so it doesn't, you know where to put the intonations and things.
Daisy was also like the top student. Like she came to the National Weather Center like wearing the National Weather Center polo with the notebook highlighted. Like she knew what she was doing. But that's what it really takes, you know, for a role like this to be actually authentic. You know, you have to have a lead that takes that part of the job seriously. I mean, Kate is supposed to be brilliant and have this great instinct, and Daisy was just relentless about learning everything she could, you know, in terms of this world. And she's exactly right. There was one day we got out of the truck and they, you know, Isaac, our filmmaker, you know, said just, you know, improvise what you're seeing in the clouds. I was like, they're fluffy and sort of, you know. I was like, oh, we need to learn this.
Yeah. That classic meteorology term, fluffy.
Fluffy.
Yeah, I did take the liberty of looking up some terms, some I can't even say the word. Meteorological terms. Is this a meteorological term or a cocktail? Tell me this. You ready?
Okay.
Okay. You can tag team on this. A fire-nado. Is that a real thing or a cocktail?
What? I mean, we create a fire-nado.
Oh, well, I don't know.
You could say, have you had a fire-nado drink?
No.
Okay, we got there. So, is it
technical?
It's a technical term.
Yeah, technical term.
Is it?
It is.
We have a fire, yeah.
She's so committed to not spoiling anything.
She's just thirsty. We're ready for a cocktail after this.
Is an Alabama slammer a cocktail or a term of meteorology?
A cocktail.
Yes. A monkey gland. What is a monkey?
You can call me that.
Cocktail?
Yes, you're doing great.
Right.
Haboob.
Oh, this was the
YouTube.
Yeah. This is a meteorological term.
Haboob really made me laugh actually throughout.
They made me say that on Jeopardy, and I was like, yeah, I was like, I'm gonna be memeified.
A whale's mouth.
Whale's mouth. Oh wait, bear cage. Oh, whale's mouth. You ever hear whale's mouth?
Meteorological?
Yeah, let's go meteorological.
Yes.
Hey.
This is annoying. A demon semen.
Well. Cocktail.
The man that knows timing right there. Yeah. Guys, you aced it. Congratulations.
All right.
Okay, talk to me a little bit about, I mean, Tyler's character. Okay, we talked a little bit about the Kate character. Tyler, then, is this kind of YouTube influencer type, maybe not everything we think at first, but, I mean, how much of that kind of character exists that you found in the real world?
A lot. I mean, that was like, I think, you know, updating it from 96 to 2024, you know, we were talking like in the original, they're dealing with like paper maps. You know, they don't have cell phones. So the level of tech that is around these storm chasers is like pretty impressive. And also a lot of these folks get so close. They're trying to get the most dramatic footage possible. So the influencer storm chaser is a real thing. You know, but Tyler, you know, when you guys see the movie, it's more than meets the eye. He's a little bit of a douchebag when we start off. We get there.
The physicality that's necessary for these performances. I mean, again, a lot of stuff is practical. That's real wind, that's real water, that's real fire often. Is it the case of like sometimes no acting required, just kind of like be in the moment?
I mean, when you have a jet engine blasting wind at you, you can't really act, unfortunately. I thought I looked cool, and then I watched the film. But no, I mean, yeah, it was so physical and actually so fun because so much of it was practical. And I think when you watch it, you'll see the way Isaac's filmed it, it's so immersive. I think, especially when you see it on IMAX, it's kind of as close as you can get to chasing while staying dry. We got wet for you. But yeah, it's amazing, and we had the best special effects people, the best visual effects, and I mean, they were dropping horse trailers on us, people were thrown up on wires. I felt like I was on a theme park ride half the time. It was amazing.
So is that the kind of thing that you can even prepare for, like in your hotel room? Like, I mean, you can't pretend like something's coming at you in the mirror. You're going to look like an insane person, and probably it's not going to even be helpful. So again, is it sort of like be in shape, be ready, know it's coming, and again, just live through that experience in real time?
You're a very prepared actor. I wouldn't put it past you that you practice your scared face in the mirror.
Did, yeah. I did. I videoed it.
Did you really? You just want to make sure your scared face
Make
works.
sure, you know, yeah that it's convincing.
Do you have different scared faces for different levels of scared?
Yes, from F1 to F5 level tornado, they change.
Can you give me an F1? Let's start low.
F1.
Do we want to do each state? F2, let's go, F2.
Do you want to do
F2? Yeah, your turn, F3.
Sorry, that one got me. F3.
F4, Glenn.
Oh my God, like one of those.
And under the breath mutter. Oh my God.
It's here.
And then the granddaddy of them all.
F5, I'm out of it.
Yeah.
Fuck this and that. What is it like? Because look, you've never done a film of this type, certainly, and even like your stuff, you've never been front and center in something like this. What is it like? Again, you love movies, you love this kind of thing. To see this with an audience, it must be just so surreal and kind of a bucket list moment.
Oh, completely. I mean, our first premiere was in Leicester Square in London, and I grew up remembering all these huge films coming to Leicester Square and them having these big premieres, and all my parents came and my whole family and all my friends, and I stepped onto that carpet and I was like, wow, like it really was a real pinch me moment. And yeah, it was amazing to be there with Glenn and Anthony and the whole, you know, just seeing that film on the big screen and it really getting a sense of just how big it was. It really was a big bucket list tick for me, for sure.
Was it something that was kind of on the list, like in the last few years? Like, I'd like to test myself in this kind of a movie.
I think so. I mean, as an actor, you just want to be able to look back on your career when you're older and be like, God, I did loads. Look at all these different things I did. Like, I'd love to do a rom-com and, you know, play a villain. I want to try my hand at everything. And for me, it was so perfect because it was a chance to be in something of this scale, but also with a filmmaker that I really felt held by and who had an eye for character and I knew was going to ground it in truth in some way. And that's kind of what I'd always hope as an actor, that there can be that detail no matter the scale.
And for you, Glenn, I mean, again, I always say, like, you know, every movie is a miracle, and every great movie is like 10 times a miracle. So it must just be an extraordinary sense of relief. I mean, you knew Isaac was talented, obviously. You knew the script was there. But until you see it in a theater and see it with an audience, you don't know.
Well, I think what makes Isaac, again, our director is like, you know, so special, but he really, like, I think the greatest filmmakers I've worked with are just really great listeners, you know, and he really listened to he literally let all the cast contribute ideas and bring things to the table, and, you know, he never, you know, shot down ideas before they needed to be shot down, and he, again, he's from this place. He's from Arkansas. You know, he's from Tornado Alley. He knows this place, and so it was just the set was so calm, like despite the chaos that was happening around us. You know, Isaac, it was almost a problem how soft-spoken he was sometimes when they were shooting ice and debris and all those things. Like, you know, but he's a rare kind of guy that can keep the heartbeat in a movie, and he paid attention to performance in the midst of this. He wasn't worried about visual effects and, you know, special effects. He let department heads like lead a lot of that, and he really focused on like how an audience was going to engage with it emotionally, which is like the thing that matters at the end of the day.